Good morning. Welcome to Friday morning gentle yoga. As you can see behind me, I have a new addition to my room. I'm so proud of my bookcase and cabinet that my son built for me. We're still letting the paint dry on the shelves, and we'll be adding the shelves to that. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. We're taking orders. You want one? Okay, so for yoga today, we're gonna stay grounded. We're gonna stay on the ground. So get your mat, and I suggest for those of you with hip flexibility issues, a pillow. If you really have some issues, we're also gonna be on our hands and knees for a little. So don't just get a cushy, soft pillow. Get a nice firm pillow. Get something pretty good for under your knees and under your bottom. What it does, sitting on this will help you sit in this cross-leg position. So another suggestion is even a cushion from a chair. So they're nice and firm. They're a little big, so they might be a little cumbersome for some of them, but we're not doing a whole lot of movement. So that might even be a better solution for some of you. If you have trouble sitting cross-legged on the floor, you're always welcome to sit however you want, butterfly, leg extended. You're welcome to try this in the chair. I will not be demonstrating the chair. So some of the moves, like when we do this hurdle position stretch, you can do it in a chair with one leg forward, and instead of tucking your foot in this way, you'll be in the chair and your foot will be on the floor and you'll lean forward. You will not be able to, well, you could do a down dog standing up off the chair. Anyway, you can adapt as you need to if you want to do the chair. I'm suggesting you get on the floor. We're not going to get up and down. We're going to stay on the ground. So, grounded, gentle yoga today. The idea is to allow ourselves to feel connected to the ground, feel connected and rooted, and allow yourself to feel what you feel. That it's okay today, however you're feeling, to not be playing the game, I should be this, I should be that. Just let yourself be or feel how you feel. The beauty of this is that you're at home. I'm the one on the world here where people can see me. So if sometimes in yoga, honestly, sometimes you'll feel like crying. You'll feel tears come as you're moving and you're allowing yourself to embrace the moment. So if you're at home, let it go if you want. So I want you, I know it sounds corny, but just go with my yoga stuff today. I want you to move like you love your body and even your COVID body, okay? We're gonna move, I'm preaching to myself too. Move like you love your body. Let yourself be. Just embrace where you are right now and feel the movement, feel the breath, and just feel grounded. How's that? I see some people tuning in. We got Charlie and Norma and Susan, and I see Norma saying hello, good morning. I know I saw some other people scrolling up through. So once again, we're staying on the ground today. You're welcome to do it in the chair. We're not getting up and down. We won't be standing up at all. If you have a yoga mat, get it. If that doesn't work, a nice towel or just your a rug, whatever you need, especially if you're on hardwood floors, you're gonna need something. And I really suggest, as I could show, a cushion, a mat, a cushion, a pillow, something firm-ish for those who have trouble sitting cross-legged, or when we get to all four position for tabletop, that you have something to put under your knees for support, okay? You don't have to use it, just giving you that suggestion. So we start here in about a minute. Remember, our theme today is that groundedness. I want you to feel grounded. I want you to feel embracing of your of yourself, really. I'm looking at my light. It looks a little, no, I think it'll be okay. All right. So, those of you who get yourself set up, if you want to have water handy, grab it, but I will not be cueing sips of water. You really shouldn't be working up a sweat today. So you need to get outside and walk, because this is not cardio. If you've got a Fitbit, set it to yoga so that you get some credit for exercise, but your heart rate will not go up very high. I'm going to get this music going. Set yourself up. You still have time if you need to. Grab a pillow or a cushion for under your bottom. Anything that will raise you up will help you in this seated position. If this one isn't good for you, find a seated position that works for you, okay? A chair is fine. We begin just to feel ourselves grounded. So I need you to remove real estate from under your bottom until you feel those sits bones, the bony protrusions at the base of your pelvis. Connect down into that mat or cushion. Feel free to wiggle around until you feel nice and balanced in those sits bones. Grounding your hips down. Your hands can rest wherever you want. And I need you to let your spine lift without being artificial. Let your shoulders fall. Your head floats above your heart. And your heart is floating right above that pelvis. Feel your breath. I see hearts floating up. As we move, feel free to close your eyes or soften your gaze or keep your eyes open. Good. Feeling those hips rooting to the ground, I want you to lift your heart up. Make it feel like it's floating a bit. If you're really struggling with this hip, if this hip thing is hard for you, get a taller cushion, or maybe get in the chair, or change your leg position. So let those ribs feel a little floaty. The challenge here is going to be to kind of keep that feeling in your hips rooted with the weight evenly distributed. And let your ribs float and make a circle over your hips without moving the hips. Slow. So my ribs go to the side, they float forward, they're making a circle. I just shifted my weight from one hip to the other. I'm trying to fight that. Ground the hips. So the movement comes out of that groundedness. Are you rushing this? I hope not. Once you've gone around a couple times, go the other way. Pay attention to that groundedness. Are you holding your breath? And find yourself centering yourself again. Taking your fingers, let them kind of comb over your trapezius muscles. Let the weight of your elbows pull down to the ground. One more time, combing through those trapezius muscles. And then you're going to let those hands rest on your traps. Let the elbows just weight down. Lift your heart a bit. If you've been sitting in the cross-leg position, maybe it's time to change which leg's in front. Maintain that groundedness in your hips and the sits bones. You're going to let your elbows kiss together. Inhale as you lift and make circles with the elbows. Exhale down. Can you make it just a little bigger? Can you open the elbows back a little further to stretch through the chest? And when you're finished another circle, let your fingertips extend out and TP on the floor. A nice A-frame. Fingertips rest on the ground. I'd like for you to go ahead and rock a little bit through your hips, loosening the low back. So you're sitting not on the tailbone, but rounding off the tailbone and then forward. Release that low back. Good. And now root yourself again into the ground. Sits bones reach down. Fingertips push down into the ground. Neck is long. We're going to take one leg. Take your right leg out. This is our little hurdle stretch with a modification with the knee inward, which is a lot better on the knee than curved outward. You're going to take your outside arm, that would be your right arm. Did I say take your right leg out? I'm all confused now. Anyway, pick a leg. Your opposite hand reaches to that bent leg. Good. This teepee hand out to the side, I need you to take it behind your ear. Your elbow is down. And then reaching up behind your head, behind the ear, up and over. Let the weight of your arm pull you sideways. Try to keep your bottom shoulder. If you're mirroring with me, you're going to your right, and you're taking that right shoulder forward, your left shoulder back. Let the weight pull you over. Remember, we're honoring our bodies today. You're loving your body. So, let it happen. Don't force it. And breathe. I want you to feel your ribs expand and contract. Mostly the ribs on top here. So you're going to pull that elbow back down. Let the weight of the elbow pull you up. And reach that fingertip out and down again. We're going to square up our shoulders, heart, and hips over that leg. And go ahead and collapse forward. Let your head pull you forward. Again, let it happen, not forcing it. Feel the weight, feel the opening behind your back, the opening in the ribs, in the back. Expand and contract. You're going to tuck your pelvis a little, roll your back and come to unroll yourself up. For those who need back support, repeat what we just did. If you're able to take both arms behind your ears, reach them way up and dive over that foot. Maybe you can grab the toes and pull. If you can't, it's okay. Wherever they fall, don't force it. I need you to continue to soften wherever you feel any tension. Release and soften. Your jaw should be soft. You should be breathing. And once again, let the pelvis tilt a little bit, curving it under. Contract your abs and your ribs come close together and unroll your body all the way to upright. And we're going to center ourselves to a butterfly. Soles of the feet together. It's not too late if you need a taller cushion or more pillows under your bottom so that you can get in a position like this, to go get one. If you've chosen to sit in a chair, you can do a butterfly in the chair. You're opening your knees wide. Instead of your soles together, your feet will be flat on the floor. I need you to lift your heart, lift your head, and then we're going to let the weight of our head again pull us forward. Once again, not forcing it, just let it happen. As you're in this forward fold, you want to feel the stretch, you want to feel the weight pulling you and softening and lengthening muscles. don't want to feel electrical pulses in your spine. So if you're feeling that, you may need to back out of this a bit. Staying there, just seeing if our comments. Awesome, beautiful. Hi, Chuck, Linda. Slowly unroll your body. I want you to stack your vertebrae one at a time. I really want you to imagine the vertebrae stacking up. Your head comes up last. We're going to go to the other side. So if you're mirroring me, instead of your right foot being out, now it's your left. You're taking your opposite arm to the other thigh, and this outside arm comes behind your ear, reach up and over, letting the weight of your body pull you sideways. Meaning this bottom shoulder, your left shoulder, comes forward to me, and the top shoulder goes backward as if you're pushing against a wall. Can you ground the hips a little more? Because I know this outside hip wants to tip up. Breathe. Feel the breath. It's going to feel fuller in the top lung. If you're having difficulty breathing, maybe you're going too far in the stretch. Honor your body. Let yourself feel what you feel today. Take that top arm, let the elbow come down, let the weight of the elbow pull you upright. Reaching out, fingertips to the floor. Deep breath in and out. We're going to square up our body over that extended leg. Shoulders, heart, hips. Hands can be on the floor and melt forward. Once again, let the weight of your head pull you down. Try to feel the hips still rounded. Particularly those with a bad back, having your hands on the floor can give you extra back support. Let that happen. I want you to tuck your pelvis, contract your abs and your ribs as you unroll the spine, coming to upright again. Lift your head and heart. For those with a bad back, you're going to keep your hands on the floor. Otherwise, if you can reach your arms behind your head, behind the ears, way up, diving over. Maybe you can grab the toes, maybe not. And just sink. Love your body. Scanning your body. If you're feeling tension, I want you to deliberately breathe out the tension in that area of your body. Melt the muscles. Once again, you're going to release your hands, contract your abs, curling yourself in and up. Fingertips out to your little A-frame, going back to your butterfly, soles of the feet together. And then if you like, grabbing your ankles or feet, maybe gently pressing your inner thighs open. If you need to readjust, readjust. If you like, inhale, lift the knees. Exhale, press gently. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, gently down. And again. We're transitioning to tabletop. You might have to move your cushion. I'm turning to the side so you can see what I'm doing. You can face forward to me. Might be easier for you. So those who need the cushion, you might need to recenter it to the back end so that your knees can rest on the cushion. Okay? You're in tabletop position with your knees under hips. Your hands should be under your shoulders. Okay? You're going to exhale into an angry cat. Inhale to happy cow. Those with bad wrists, make sure you're putting some pressure on your knuckles and fingertips to take the pressure off the wrists. We won't be here long. Angry cat, happy cow. I'm going to invite you to come back to child's pose. For those with bad knees, curl your toes. You don't have to come all the way back. Having the cushion will help. For those with bad wrists, take the pressure off the wrists, roll those wrists around. We're going to go back to the all four post position. We are going to work into a down dog. For those who do not want to do a down dog, you may stay here in a four post position. And when we go to a three-leg dog later, your three-leg dog will look like this with one leg up. Whenever your wrists need it, I invite you to come back to child's pose and roll out the wrists. Those who are able to come to tabletop, dig those toes in, hover your knees up for off the mat or cushion for a little bit, push the floor away, and then lower yourself back down to child's pose. So when we work our way up to the down dog, for those who don't want to do the full down dog, you could practice what we just did. Back to your four post, digging your toes in, lift and hover your knees. The slowest movement possible. Slowly lift your hips. Knees are bent. Slowly straighten the legs. Drive your heels toward the ground. They may not touch. And walk the dog. Press one heel down, the other knee bends. And switch. And switch. On your arms, I need you to pull your shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen your neck. Alternate those heels. You're still walking the dog. Both heels up. Both heels down. And let's lower ourselves back down to all fours and child's pose to release your back and release your wrists. So if that was too much for you in down dog, remember you can go to all fours. And when we're in all fours later, when the others of us are doing a three-leg dog, you're always welcome to come to your forearms. This takes the pressure off the wrists. All right, you've been in child's pose. We return to all fours. Lifting those knees up, hovering, and then slowly hips up. Slowly lengthen the legs. And we're going to kick one leg up. You can do this in an all fours position. Beautiful. Lower it down, other leg comes up. You can do this in an all fours position. Press your heel to the ground. Lengthen that back leg as much as you can. And lower it down. Back to all fours. Back to child's pose. Roll those wrists out. Good job. It won't be much more on the wrists, I promise. We're coming back to all fours. We're extending one leg out. I'm going to pick my right, so it might be your left. It really doesn't matter as long as you can remember which leg you're on. If you can't remember, you do your left leg. I'm going to step this foot forward into a low lunge. This is really intimidating for a lot of people. And if it hurts your knee, remember that cushion. Also remember to walk that knee back so that you're not right on the kneecap. See, right here, I'm on the kneecap. Here, I'm above it. If this is still not working for you, I'm going to invite you to come back to your hurdle stretch, okay? Do you have that option? Great. The rest of you in that low lunge, you may stay here with your hands supporting. Make sure you're not on the back kneecap. If you want, dig your toes in, see if you can lift the knee off the ground. This is optional. Those of you who want, go back to the hurdle stretch. And lower it back down. Beautiful. Those in this position, you may stay here. If you want, see if you can lift yourself up a bit. Good. Hands to the heart. Those who want more, extend up and see if you can gaze over your thumbs. If you're in the hurdle stretch, by the way, you can do all this upper body stuff the same as we're doing. All right? We're going to bring the hands to the heart, and you're going to twist toward the bent knee. So I'm going to have to twist away from you. I'm going to tip forward and then take my nose up over the back elbow. And breathe. Remember, if you're in the hurdle stretch, you can do the same upper body. We're returning back to center. We're going to place our hands on the floor and come back to child's pose. So if you were in the hurdle stretch, you may want to join us for child's pose. In this child's pose, see if you can reach your arms far away. And I want you to really take a few big breaths and feel the skin on your back actually expand and contract. By the way, I'm showing a pretty advanced child's pose, if there is such a thing. You can have your toes together, knees apart. You can curl your toes. These are all ways to make a child's pose a little easier. One more big breath in and out. And we're coming back to tabletop. For those who need the hurdle stretch, you're going to the other leg, right? All right, so you did your left leg last time. Now you're going to do your right. Stick it straight out, and you're going to pull it all the way through to your low lunge. Remembering the option, those who need to, hurdle stretch. Just a reminder, you just sweep your legs around. You'll have your right leg forward, hurdle stretch. You can do the same upper body movements that we'll be doing. In your low lunge, dig your toe in. See if you can lift your back knee. It's optional. If it's too much pain, don't do it. Lower that knee. Good. You may stay here. You may go to hurdle stretch, or see if you can come a little more upright. Leaning into it, opening the back hip flexor. You may stay here. You may go back down to the hands on the floor, or even a hurdle stretch. Or take those arms up and gaze over your thumbs, arching gently. Heart lifts to the sky, shoulders down, ground that back leg. Bringing the hands to the heart. We're going to twist over the front knee. And then I'm going to tip forward over it and take my gaze over the back elbow. These are optional. It's a little tougher. If it's too much for you, you stay where you were. Breathe. Slowly unwind yourself. Hands can come back to the floor, stepping that leg back, and child's pose. Good. And before we move to Shavasana, I'm going to do some plank options. So we're coming to all fours. So those with bad wrists, and your wrists have had it, I have done a little more on the wrists than some of you may like. So you're going to be in your plank here on your forearms. If your knees are under your hips, you can extend one leg back, okay? And then the other leg, I'll tell you when. This is your first level. With bad wrists, another level for your plank. I'm going to have to move my cushion back a little or take it away for me, but I'm on my knees and now my hips are lower than my shoulders, okay? Or I could get on my toes and lift my legs straight. Those are all options for on the forearms for those with bad wrists. Everybody return to child's pose. Take one more deep breath. Let it out. Coming to all fours. Those who need to come to your forearms, do that now. If you're with me, on your hands, everybody take one leg back, does not matter which. Okay? If you want, you can extend the other leg out, take a deep, or your opposite arm out, take a deep breath in, let it out, and we switch sides. Breathe in, exhale, hands to the floor. Good. If you need a quick break, sit back in child's pose, release the wrists. Otherwise, I'm going to move to a regular plank, either on my knees or on my toes. We're going to be here for 4 breaths. If you choose not to do this in your bird dogging, choose 2 breaths on one side. Begin. Exhale. Remember, bird dog for those, that's this thing, okay? And breathe in and exhale, pushing the floor away. If you're in bird dog, you have one leg up, switch legs. And even if you're on your forearms, I need you to get out of your shoulders, push the floor away. You're not sinking your shoulders. Another inhale and exhale, returning to child's pose. Rolling out the wrists if you've been on them and need that break. And we're transitioning to Savasana. You get to lie down in a comfortable position. If you have that cushion, sometimes under your knees or thighs will feel really good. I don't recommend putting it under your head unless you're doing this on a hard floor or something, I don't know. Find your Shavasana. I'm going to be sitting up so that I can talk into the microphone here. So, relaxation pose. I'm suggesting you lie down. If you're not comfortable doing that, you can sit up. So it's time to get comfy. Time to get all the wiggles out, because the hard part about Shavasana is actually sitting still or lying still, right? Hey, Lisa, Cindy. Good. Now in your relaxation pose, I need you, keep breathing, don't hold your breath on this, but I need you to squeeze your fists, your toes curl, make muscles with your biceps, squeeze your legs, keep breathing, but tighten all the muscles, compress your abs, squeeze your face like you sucked a lemon, and then let it go. I need you to notice your breath. And now you're grounding yourself again. If you're lying down, notice where your body touches the ground. The back of your head, let it get heavy. Let the ground hold it up. Let your brain sink to the back of your head. You feel your shoulders. Notice your back does not fully lie flat. There's parts of your back that don't touch. Keep noticing the places on your body that are pressing down into the mat or floor, down into the ground, as if it could grow roots. If your eyes are not already closed, feel free to close them, or at least soften your gaze. You're not staring at anything in particular. And now I need you to scan your body from head to toe and notice how your body feels. And since when we scan our body, we tend to notice everything that hurts today, I need you to now scan and notice what doesn't hurt. And say thank you. Thank you, left earlobe, for not hurting today. Let your mind's eye turn its attention to your feelings, your emotions. Soften the space between your eyes. Notice how you feel, almost as if you could do it objectively, as if you could pull out that emotion and look at it, as if you were looking at an apple. Just notice and acknowledge it. It's okay to feel what I'm feeling today. I'm allowed to feel what I'm feeling. It's all good, even when it's not. And now just allow your body to rest and allow your mind to float. If you notice feelings or thoughts pass your mind, just notice them like a bird flying by. Let them go. Notice your breath. If you feel comfortable doing this, allow the corners of your mouth to turn up just a little bit. Draw in a nice deep breath, deep into the belly. Let your ribs fall as you exhale. Do that again. If you're lying down, even if you're sitting up, begin wiggling your fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. If you're lying on your back, you're going to want to slowly draw one knee in at a time to your chest. Hugging those knees in, I'll turn to the side. Hugging your knees in to release your low back, maybe rocking side to side. If you're sitting up, just allow your back to kind of round and straighten so that you're releasing your low back. If you are on the floor, lying down, roll to one side in the fetal position and just pause there. And gradually press yourself up to your simple seated pose of choice. Maybe you need your cushion again. Let your head float above your heart over the hips. Taking your hands, resting them again on your trapezius muscles, let your elbows pull down. And again. And about 3 times, let those elbows kiss. Make a nice circle. Move with your breath. Letting your hands come to your heart. Elbows pulled down. Namaste, my friends. Thank you for joining me today for grounded and gentle yoga. I hope that you feel better, that you've learned a few things that you can take with you. And even if you don't feel better, let yourself feel what you feel today. Acknowledge that we're in difficult times, and even though many of us are blessed and we don't have to worry about a lot of things, maybe some of you do, maybe you have a lot more to worry about than others. Let yourself feel what you're feeling and give yourself grace and take some time to do this kind of stuff. We didn't do cardio, so I hope you get out and take a walk at least today. You're welcome to all of you who are saying thank you. Namaste. I love you. Join me tomorrow for a workout at 10 a.m. Central Time. It'll be a little more rigorous tomorrow. See you then.